Welcome to Willowmoore Park in Benoni. It is the last reserve day that we have for this thrilling encounter. It is the final for Division 2. It is the ACDC Express Tuskers who's got the upper hand against the Eastern Storm in the East Rand. Myself, Benoni, going to bring you ball-by-ball action, and I'm not alone. Colin Kawa with me. Welcome, Colin, and a bit of a blow-away day today, isn't it?
Yeah, Gert, the only reserve day we've got. So a bit windy, interesting 30 minutes before the game. I mean, the covers were blowing off, the groundsman was struggling. But in all of that, we had a little bit of drizzle. But after all of that is said and done, now we've got the sun and we're looking like we're ready to go.
And we need one more delivery to constitute a game. It is great scenes here in Benoni. We'll get everyone up to speed after this one delivery. Khan getting the ball into Shackleton. That's the end of the fifth over. So what happened yesterday was there was a lot of weather around. We had a lot of lightning, and the players had taken off one ball shy of constituting a game for severe lightning.
Yeah, and looking at all of that, now we've got 15 overs left, 34 after 5 overs, and basically we've got an hour left in this game. And that's what that one ball difference did yesterday.
That 1 hour almost went to 24 hours. Just to catch you up, Chris Brits was unbeaten yesterday. Eastern Storm winning the toss, and they elected to bat first. And Chris Brits opened up the batting with Kabelo Sekukune. 47 of 55 not out was Chris Brits. The other contributors was Dani Rousseau, 33 of 24. Grant Thompson's 11 from 10, and Aaron Visser, 10 from 9 was the only double figures that could be mustered up by the Eastern Storm, and it left them on 129 for the loss of 9. That's after their 20. And in reply, the ACDC Express Tuskers are 34 without loss, and that's after 5 overs.
Yeah, that's 100% Gert. And after that one ball from Aman, which was that one ball left to finish that fifth over from yesterday, looks like we have Martin Kumalo bowling from the south end. He's going to have a difficult one looking bowling into the wind, and not just the wind, very, very heavy wind. So it'll be interesting. And Rapulan and Shackleton continuing, hopefully looking to continue from where they left off yesterday, because they look very, very positive.
Oh, a little bit of extra bounce and a lovely delivery. We saw one against Chris Brits yesterday as well, where Budaza got one, hit him right on the splice from that southern end. And Kumalo says, hold on, it's never over till it's over. We had a couple of days ago, we had a very close encounter with these two teams at this very ground.
Yeah, very, very interesting games between these two, especially with ACDC Express Tuskers, who have played a few games. Their other game was in the last of their pool games, went all the way to a super over. And then their game here against Eastern Storm last week, Saturday, well, 2 Saturdays ago, went and they won by 1 run. And now here we are coming back for a second day in the reserve day.
That's just a one down on the hip. Picked up by Aman Khan. And it's, they're kind of used to those very close encounters, is the ACDC Express Tuskers. I think after this tournament, their coaching staff will enjoy a bit of a rest from that. But they won't rest, because the next up is the 4-day tournaments coming up. And it's all about that promotion relegation, because in Division 2, you get promoted points for every tournament, for every game, for every match that you play. And that will, at the end of the day, make you get up into that Division 1, make the jump to Division 1. And that's what all these teams are playing for.
Yeah, no, definitely, Gert. You're quite correct. And I'm sure Eastern Storm and ACDC Express Tuskers, both teams will be keeping an eye and a very, very interest in that Duckworth Lewis pass score, because looking at this weather, just in case they can't finish.
Yeah, and I don't think it'll be rain this time. It might be the wind that just blows it away at the moment, because Duckworth Lewis and Stern is at 31. Currently, they're on 36 without loss. And they were ahead yesterday as well before the lightning stopped play. Shackleton and Rapulana doing a fantastic job. Shackleton is on a 22 of 16, and Rapulana is 14 of 17. Kumalo into Rapulana. Works off the legs once again. That man at deep square. Aaron Visser picking it up. Bouncing it into the keeper.
Yeah, Martin Kumalo looking slightly comfortable. I thought he would struggle a bit with this wind, but it looks like he's handling it, the young man.
It's a very strange wind. It's almost a Cape Townian wind that we've got. You have very, very, very strong breeze. Trees are having a hard time staying up straight. Oh, edge found and just over a despairing jump there by a diving Dani Rousseau, and it's 4 runs off the top edge, and it's a first boundary for the day for Rapulana.
Yeah, I'm sure a welcome boundary by Tuskers. If you remember yesterday, that's exactly what they did. They would get a boundary of sort of the second last ball, if not the last ball of the over, and that kept their run rate beautifully. And even now, the run rate achieved is at 7 runs and over, and their required one is almost 6.5, 6.30 runs and over. So they are comfortable. They should be happy at this stage.
My apologies. I thought it was Rapulana on strike. It was Shackleton who got that top edge. And the plan is very clear from Eastern Storm. They're going to be bowling into those legs, making sure that they hit against the wind, not with the wind, because that ball will just keep on traveling if you're going to go with the wind. End of the 6th over. It is 42 without loss. Required rate is 6.3. The run rate at the moment is at 7. As we see Rapulana just getting some attention from the physio. Might just be something in the eye. Might just be a one on the finger. The magic spray coming out there for Rapulana. And on your screen you can see Grant Thompson just having a chat with his bowlers. Looks like Shavir Khan, the left arm quick, is going to come into the attack. Just changing the angles. Will most likely take it across the right-handers, because I say again, as you look at your screen now, that left to right is exactly where the wind is blowing to. You don't want to give any elevation to the batter there.
Yeah, and Shavir Khan must be very, very careful here in terms of where he pitches that ball, especially at his pace, slightly medium pace. So that wind could take that ball away, depending if he's bowling a bit straight. So it's going to require him to bowl slightly just outside off stump, and then maybe the wind can just blow it in. But it's quite interesting. It would be nice to see how both the player Shavir Khan and the batter Kagiso Rapulana is way experienced. How he's going to go about just attacking Shavir Khan.
And no surprises, the field has been set out. There's one more. The 6 overs is gone, so that means that the power play is done and dusted. So the man on the fence is all with the wind. It's a deep square. It is mid-wicket and also deep fine leg. They do have sweep out on the cover fence. Shavir Khan into Shackleton. Oh, there's that movement just away. Wide ball, down leg side. And you mentioned that it's difficult bowling into the wind, but it's just going to be as hard to control it with this crosswind coming from his left to right.
Exactly. That is what I was saying, that if you're going to look to bowl it straight, the wind is going to take it just like that one, and it becomes a wide because it's going to go down leg. And with a 5-4 field, if he goes down leg, it's easy 1s and 2s on the leg side.
Great control, well bowled. Exactly what they need is string those dots together. They can get a wicket or 2 going as well. That would be fantastic for the Eastern Storm. 87 more runs to win. 83 deliveries remaining. But most importantly, 10 wickets in hand, Colin.
Yeah, and that's key in this game, because at any stage you could decide, because you are controlling your batting, you could basically decide, when am I looking to take a risk?
This one just worked off the pads. Shackleton turned that into a very straight delivery. He moved his right across to the offside and just flicked it around the corner to the man at a fine leg. And now for Rapulana, they're changing the field.
Yeah, bringing that long on in.
And also changing the fine leg as now on a 45. Oh, this wind is howling. It is Very, very strange to see this sort of wind up in Johannesburg.
Yeah, I can tell you right now that I'm actually better off sitting here than being out there on the field.
Rapulana guiding this one down to third man. Yeah, it is very, very strange weather. Yesterday we started off with a similar day, but just a little bit windy, and then all of a sudden the rain and the thunder and the lightning came. This morning we got here, it was all gloom and doom. We thought, oh, can't we organize for another reserve day? And then all of a sudden the sun came out, but the wind has not let up whatsoever. Full and straight. Pushing it down the ground.
Yeah, nice easy shot that from Rapulane to the fielder there at long on Divan Mare. Yeah, you're quite right, Gert. I mean, early on, especially that 30 minutes or 40 minutes before the start of play today, which also, remember, the start also delayed the start, because earlier on the groundsman wanted to pull the covers on and it started drizzling a bit, and the third umpire said, hang 10, let's wait a bit.
Xavier Khan setting chase off his own bowling. This one just lifted on. Rapulana just hitting him on the splice. Apart from the wide, it's been a pretty decent over. Good control by Xavier Khan.
Yeah, he's going to need to finish this over strong because, as I said earlier, the 4 or the 5 overs that have passed, this is the area when, or this is the time when Tuskers have been getting a boundary. And so far, they've been scoring at about 8 or 9 or so runs and over. And dot balls take that run rate slightly less or slightly down.
Again, just the one coming off very quickly off the fence. And that closed out. They're very, very good. Xavier Khan over. Only 5 coming from it. And the score is now 48 without loss. And it's still Shackleton and Rapulana. Shackleton doing most of the damage. He's on 30 of 22. And Rapulana is 17 of 20. A great partnership. And all they'd have to do is just go deep. Colin,
yeah.
You feel that they're not going to get restricted. So wickets is important for the Easterns.
Yeah, and in the interim, no boundaries. Because you cut the boundaries, immediately just that one over without a boundary has taken that run rate to the 6s. Compared to, it's been on 7.5 or so. And just the one over without a boundary puts that little bit of pressure because it takes the run rate down. And that's what maybe Storm needs in order to create that pressure, in order to get that wicket. Otherwise, at maybe the first 5 overs, Tuskers have been looking very comfortable.
Yeah, Tuskers looking very comfortable. And again, for just making a slight change to personnel, swapping the cover and the long on. Getting 45 back into the circle. Oh, Martin Kumalo, just all of a sudden, you can just see that wind as soon as it picked up. He was just struggling for rhythm. For anyone who's bowled against the wind, it is extremely hard. And the control is so important.
Yeah, they don't need those. Otherwise, at this stage, defending such a score, 130, you want to limit as much as possible, giving away extra runs.
This one dropped in short with your 45. Is Aaron Fisser going to get there? Lovely work done by the man on the fence there. Fisser did a fantastic job, but a lot of ground to cover. And great work there and great running as well between the wickets. These two has been fantastic between the wickets. That's 3 added to the score.
Could see that they've now gotten comfortable and getting used to each other, batting together. So Shackleton and Rapulane looking like they want to take this game as close as possible. And if this partnership, which is already sitting at 52 runs, it's brilliant. So all they need to do is just continue with it and keep it as deep as possible. And as you said earlier on, with wickets in hand, they are in the driving seat.
Oh, a lovely little touch by Rapulana. Kagiso Rapulana, lovely touch. Just worked it around the corner. Just let the ball come to him. Lovely deft touch. 4 runs.
And 8 runs so far and 3 balls. And this over, that's already a good over for Tuskers. And again, like I always say, that run rate immediately with just a boundary in that one over, it takes the run rate higher. And as you can see now, with 76 balls left and needing 74 runs, Tuskers are the team that are on the driving seat. And Rapulane, the more he stays, the better he gets.
They're looking to double up. Will these two come back? And it's a no from Rapulana, sending Cameron Shackleton back. And yeah, the 19-year-old celebrating his 19th birthday just a couple of days ago, on the 15th of October, is Martin Khumalo. Still a very young man. I don't think he's ever bowled in conditions like this before. So a true test of character.
Yeah, very true test. Remember, he's replaced that man, Rasamene, who in their last game here in the semis took a fiver. So, and then his run-up, he pulls out, and I'm sure that wind has got something to do with it.
What is the secret bowling against wind like this, Colin?
I wouldn't know. I would not know. But I think obviously running low and not putting your chest up to avoid that wind hitting you right in your face and in your chest. And exactly what he's doing, just sort of leaning downwards. And a beautiful ball from Martin Khumalo, the young man.
And with the resistance already from the wind, not trying to create more resistance, just trusting the action, let the action flow then from there. A man that would have been ideal was our commentating partner yesterday. Mondi Zondeki would have had one or two things to say about bowling against the wind. He's done it a few times in his career. This one just worked mid-on. Lovely stop there by the captain, Grant Thompson.
A beautiful shot there from Shackleton, and that moves him to 34 runs.
And Martin Khumalo, still a very young man. He's only playing in his fifth match. Great prospect. He's a lot skiddier than you would give him credit for. Doesn't look that quick, but he really can turn up the pressure. Even against the wind, you can see where Dani Rousseau is standing. He's about 15 meters back.
Yeah, I think his body also just doesn't give much away because it's not as big. It's not your big fast bowler. I'm sure over the years, as he grows, he'll get bigger and stronger. But yeah, at this stage, as a 19-year-old, it's a pity we couldn't see much of him at the World Cup because he got injured in that first game of South Africa during the World Cup. And he's right here in his backyard in January.
Yeah, that would have been fantastic seeing him and Gwen Mpaka getting the new ball and opening up together. I think the combination of those two youngsters would have been phenomenal. As we end the 8th over, it is 58 without loss. As we see spin introduced into the attack. And we saw yesterday with the ACDC Express Tuskers, their spinners gave everyone a hard time. Ziad Abrams, the pick of the bowlers there for 3 for 18. But Sean Whitehead was the pick of the bowlers when it comes to economy and those wickets that he took. He took big wickets, 2 for 14 in his 4 overs. Kyle Nipper and Tabiso Ndlela also picked up one. And also the captain, Michael Erlang, picked up the first wicket of Seko Kune. After he picked him up for a lovely 6, he picked him up LBW, the last delivery of the first over. This one just worked to the offside. Very happy to knock the 1s and 2s. They are way in front of the 8 ball at the moment. 71 of 71 required.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll look on Smelane. He's the senior player here and a senior spin bowler. So they'll look at him to repeat or maybe even better what Whitehead did for the Tuskers. And remember, Abraham's not a spinner as well, but he bowled beautifully, getting those 3 sticks, especially later on, which reduced also that target for Eastern Storm.
He was the main reason that a man like Chris Brits couldn't get on strike in that last over, picking up 3 big wickets in that last over. Just the one to the leg side. They added to the score. It is 60 without loss. And this is a fantastic partnership. Oh, leading edge found and just short of Grant Thompson. Oh, how the Eastern Storm would have needed that. Couple of wickets is what they require.
Yeah, no, that would have given them some confidence because I'm sure they know Oh, and the captain, Grant Thompson, drops it. And he dropped one, if Gert, you remember, right here, me and you, when we were commentating in exactly the same game, same position against Tuskers. He dropped one, fielding in that position.
Yeah, he's almost asked to field once again, and it would have been a phenomenal catch. A big man made a bit of ground to his left, but look, as soon as he hit the ground, the ball just popped out. Just see Simelane coming in. Shackleton just with a bit of hard hands, pushing at the ball. Upish and just palming it away. Another single down to the sweeper fence as the Simelane over comes to an end. It's 61 without loss. I beg your pardon, 62 without loss after 9 overs. The equation is 68 of 66. Duckworth, Lewis and Stern is hanging firmly around about 54.
Yeah, not a bad over that from Simelane. They would need more of those, but it would have been even a better one if Grant Thompson had grabbed that one. And at this stage, at this level, in this game, that's what you need. You need to be taking those half chances, because the only way Storm is going to win this game is by taking wickets and taking them consistently, so that they don't allow partnerships like this, which is already currently sitting at 62 runs. I mean, this partnership is becoming a winning partnership for Tuskers.
It almost looks like this partnership want to take them over the line. It is Shavir Khan who's changed ends from north to south. Oh, this is going to be even more difficult for him because it's right into that right arm of his. Just look at the wind there. You can just see the difficulty the bowlers are sitting with. Quick single. Shackleton coming in shy at the bowler's end. Just could not hit. Sekokune couldn't make the breakthrough.
Yeah, good cricket all round it. Good quick single and good fielding from Sekokune. All it needed was just a direct hit and good backing up there by Danny Rousseau.
And it looks like a front foot no ball by Shavir Khan. And that means a free hit. Batters have changed, so they can change the field accordingly. Most likely be full and straight, forcing Shackleton to hit into the wind. Giving himself room, going with the wind, just not making any decent contact. Rapulana very, very quick. He's back for 2 and they're doubling up. Just see the head of Shackleton going back there. He knew if he got any half sort of decent connection, that would have gone.
Yeah, these two have been brilliant with running between wickets. They've been looking very, very good. They've come out just like yesterday with intent that they want to get these runs and make sure themselves, not depend on any other Duckworth, Lewis or weather or anything. Let us make sure with our betting that we do the job.
Yeah, you got to feel with everything happening yesterday, the Storm might have felt that they were about 20, 25 runs light against the Tuskers. Oh, this one's straying down leg, and it's a quick pickup. Donny Rousseau, oh my word, how close would that have been? It would have been a very, very close call. You can see the reaction from Sekokune there, just putting his hands in front of his mouth there. Could almost taste the wicket there.
Yeah, and that tells you the confidence between these two batters, that they are confident with their running between wickets. And if we just look at the slow-mo there, ooh, it would have been a close one if that was a direct hit.
And how difficult it would be for the umpires. Oh, this one just played past at backward point for another 2. Picked up on the boundary, and Simelane just getting it into Donny Rousseau. And I was about to say how difficult it would be for the umpires because the wind is gushing so badly. There's no bails on the stumps. So when did it break? When did it hit? It would have been a 50-50 call.
Yeah, I think the viewers at home, all they need to do is look at that side screen. They'll see just how this wind, how powerful it is.
Oh, this one just right on the pads of Sekokune. He's not going to miss out there. He's very strong of his legs. Just the one. Thus far, again, not a bad over, but it's the running between the wickets that's turned those ones into 2s. And that's that one no ball that's gone for runs as well.
Yeah, brilliant running between the wickets between these two. And if you look at the field, I mean, on the leg side, they've only got one man in the circle, and the other three are on the boundary. So that's why they are pushing those twos, and they'll look to do that with that one. If Devon Murray misses it by that dive and beautiful shot by Jonty Rhodes, by Jonty Rapulane, and it goes all the way for 4 runs. Beautiful shot by Kagiso Rapulane.
That's what happens when you got nicknames that is synonymous with cricket, and we give away our age. Just look at that lovely shot. Cameron Shackleton just playing it straight.
Wow.
And Devon Murray just could not get the hand to it. He was running into the wind. I think that made it even harder. Lovely timing, Cameron Shackleton. One more delivery to go in the 10th. Oh, he goes down straight again, and it beats the fielder again. And it's doubling up on the 4s is Cameron Shackleton. And this is a mammoth over. It is a big over for the ACDC Express Tuskers. And Shackleton has taken his score to 46 of 33. And Kagiso Rapulane is 28 of 28.
Yeah, very, very expensive over that from the bowler. And as the fielding change or bowling change is happening, we're going to have a change here in commentary. And we're going to have Mpendulo Makubane joining me for this beautiful game. How are you, sir? Hope good to see you.
It's always a good day when we're about to watch cricket. It's always a good day when the cricket is good as well. Getting a couple of bowlers who are able to hold their fort here with good economy rates, but others who are being targeted as well, who still have to bowl 2 of their overs.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at those bowling overs there, Shavir Khan going down for 10 runs in so far is few overs, and the guys are looking comfortable. I mean, Rapulane is just ticking it for 1 tap and run. So they are looking very, very comfortable and making sure that run rate is getting close to now 8 runs and over. And he bowls a slightly short Smelane that and gets tapped by Shackleton to that man at sweeper to then get another 1 run. So they are looking very, very comfortable, these two.
And they don't need to rush it at all here, Colin. With the amount of wickets as well that they have in hand, it's 10. You still have the likes of Carl Nipper to come, who had a really good outing in these last couple of games, as long as with Sean Gilson as well. The Tuskers are in a really good position here with their 80 runs for no loss.
Yeah, definitely, Mpendulo. These guys are on the driving seat. Tuskers looking very, very comfortable. They are the only ones to blame themselves now from this stage. And the Jonty looks and reverse sweeps it beautifully down for 4 runs. Wow, what a beautiful shot there, Mpendulo.
Superb work. Sometimes the bounce here can be a little bit unpredictable. Just extra bounce for the spin bowler as well, and to be able to read that so well. But it is the direction and the placement that was key here, Colin, because there's no fielder who's that fine. So even if it's aerial, it's bound to go down for a boundary.
Yeah, and already, I mean, this over is gone for 6 runs in just 3 balls. So Smelane is going to be forced to come back with beautiful bowling, and he bowls it nice and straight and gets a dot ball there.
Even if they defend now, Colin. That rate required is at 5.
Tries and repeats that shot again, Jonty, and same results. Reverse swept it beautifully again to that vacant area we've been talking about, and he gets 4 runs. And that takes him to 37 runs. And that run rate has now gone over. It's now 8.1, and they require 4.6 runs and over.
It's that confidence now that he's gained for staying there for over 30 deliveries, biding his time slowly and slowly, and now he's starting to see the ball a bit bigger and playing much more exotic shots. You can see just from the way he's playing that his confidence is riding high.
Yeah, and those 2 shots have immediately required some fielding changing for Smelane, and has taken that mid-wicket out, creating a gap, and immediately the experienced Kagiso Rapulane takes that spot, and he takes 1 run. And already after 5 overs, 5 balls, or after an over, with 4 runs, 2 4 runs in that over, beautiful, and the over has gone, an expensive over from Smelane, who they would have depended on to just bring them back in terms of that run rate.
It's really beautiful batting as well from the ACDC Express Tuskers. As we watch to see who will be crowned the T20 champions. The ICC World T20 champions, India, will be coming here visiting South Africa in November for a 4-match T20 series. You want to see a repeat of that final that happened in June? Well, you have a seat for 4 of those games. Make sure that you get your tickets at cricket.co.za. #Wazanawe. #be part of it, because who wouldn't want to be a part of such an expressive and explosive game of cricket?
Yeah, and looking at that game with New Zealand and India, who wouldn't want to watch now South Africa versus India, who are looking a bit injured, who would want to come and prove a point. And Jonty Rapulane picks that up to Fessa, who takes a brilliant catch there at long boundary. Beautiful, and maybe, I don't know, this Mpendulo slide, maybe a bit late this wicket?
Might just be. But also, you never know with cricket, Colin. This might be the one that just flips the momentum. But you see there with Kagiso Rapulana, he takes on the wind because it's so strong. You even see eventually Visser has to take the dive forward because the ball just didn't have the momentum. A very risky shot in terms of the match situation where the wind is just, we cannot express how strong it is. The ball will hold up. But Kagiso Rapulana was going well for his 38 for 34.
Yeah, and if you look at the previous over, Mpendulo, how he's been playing, I mean, those 2 reverse sweeps when he got 4 made a bowler to change the field, and he immediately picked that up and took 1 in that gap. So you could see clever batting, thinking batting, but that one, knowing that I'm hitting it into the wind, you would have expected maybe slightly better from him to say, maybe if I'm going to play that shot, let me play it on the ground, because it's not going to go all the way. Especially, I mean, this wind, if I knew better, I would say it's blowing at about 60 k's an hour, and it's not the wind to take on.
It is absolutely rough. So maybe in that situation with all the fielders on the ring, maybe place it down, run your 2s, because the rate required is not that drastic. Just needing to bat it around 4.5 runs and over. But now it brings the vastly experienced Kal Nipper onto the surface.
Yeah, Kal Nipper has been there, man. I mean, he's been showing his experience in this team, and he's been scoring runs in the previous game. When they played here, he didn't get much runs, but in their last game, when they played against Badgers, he was also amongst the men in the wickets, funnily enough, but showing his experience. I mean, Nipper, you need him in a team.
You see immediately, just letting it go, there is definitely not that much pressure on the Tuskers now. And what a way it would be for them to restart their campaign after being relegated last season from Division 1, to come back and show that, no, actually, we are a level above Division 2 and win the T20 competition.
Yeah, Posthumous coming in from the south end there. And wow, what a beautiful shot. I mean, beautiful ball which missed the inside edge of the bat today of Nipper. And this is exactly what you were talking about, Mpendulo, that maybe that wicket would cause a bit of doubt, because exactly bowling into a new batter now, he must still adjust to this wind, he must still adjust to the middle. And by so doing, the run rate also gets down, creates pressure. And as we all know, pressure creates wickets. And he picks that one up slightly straight from Posthumous, but because of that wind, blew it slightly towards the leg, and it was easy for Nipper to just tuck it out for 1 run towards the leg side there.
Good intensive running there. Colin actually came back and pushed for 2. It's great awareness with Martin Kumalo down in the deep. Simelan is also standing at deep square leg, just placing it right in between the middle of the 2 fielders to get those 2 runs.
And Posthumous, and a bit of panic between the 2 batters. But Sekukune there, nearly missed out on that hit in the stump, because I think if that was a direct hit, there could have been something there. But a little bit of element of doubt, and that's what a new batter does when he comes in, because compared to Rapulane and Shackleton, the running between wickets, I mean, as we look at that slow motion or that replay, Yeah, if it was a direct hit, Nipper was definitely out. So that element of doubt and that miss run out there might also create that element of doubt between the two batters, just now to make sure. And believe you me, what this team Tuskers is not really under pressure because they're still under the driving seat. 49 of 38 balls. They just need to look at ones and twos at this stage, which Posthumous ball once is slightly down leg to Shackleton, who picks it up beautifully to take him to his 48 runs and to end the over at 93 for 1 after 12 overs.
On top of that, Posthumous is bowling in very good areas, bowling with excellent control. But it's going to be a big adjustment here for Kyle Nipper because the conditions are so vastly different from where they were yesterday in terms of just the wind playing a huge element in how the ball is reacting. You saw when that ball that cut him up inside just swung back towards him as a left-hander with the wind swinging in that direction. Maybe you could say with that ball being placed away for a single, it's just trying to get away of strike. And on top of that, just make sure with that rotation of strike, you get your left-right hand combination working to distort Devan Posthumus from his areas.
Yeah, Aman Khan coming back on here from the north side. So far, he's gone for 10 runs in his 2 overs. So he's been a very good bowler so far for the Eastern Storm team. And he bowls slightly shorter, just outside or just on top of that off stump. And Shackleton just touches it down to that point area to take him to 49 runs.
It's been extremely economical, Aman Khan. You look and you see 36 runs to win from 47 deliveries, and you believe, yes, wickets are the way to go. We need those wickets. But if you slowly chip away here, Colin, and you just decrease that equation from that 36 from 47 to a 30 from 36, down to a 25 from 24, slowly and slowly you apply that pressure, and all of a sudden the batting team feels like they are a foot behind.
Shackleton coming around now. I mean, Aman Khan to Shackleton, and Shackleton immediately, Nipper, in fact, tucks it down for 1 to that fine leg area. And that left and right combination, as you spoke about, it's got an effect on Khan because now he's coming back over again to the right-handed Shackleton. So that adjustment of left and right combination definitely makes a change and puts the bowler under pressure. And Shackleton, looking like he wants to continue from where he left off in the semi-finals when he scored that 57. Oh, Aman Khan bowling beautifully there outside off stump, and Shackleton was going for a boundary there definitely and missed it with that cut shot.
Lack of feet as well from Shackleton. They just threw his bat at it. Didn't get to the line of the delivery, nor the length. Lucky not to get an edge on that. But also a lot of width offered by Aman Khan there. It was there for the shots to be played by Shackleton, who sits on 49.
Yeah, Aman Khan so far has gone for 2 runs in this over. Oh, it should be a direct hit here. And again, Sikukune misses it. And I'm sure if we look at the replay, I can tell you now that if that was a direct hit, Shackleton was going to be caught wanting. But that takes Shackleton to his 50 from 38 balls with 5 fours and 1 6. Beautiful batting thus far from Shackleton.
Beautiful controlled innings from Cameron Shackleton. He just continues batting and batting well here, helping his team right at the top of the order. Dominant innings. That 50 from 38 deliveries with such a short score needed, so valuable.
Oh, inside edge there from Nipper, going down all the way to that fine leg area. And is that Shavir Khan who's throwing it in there, who had fielded from that position? That was a beautiful ball from Aman Khan in recovery of the previous one.
Just feels so hard done bowling such a good string of deliveries, but when you look up at the scoreboard, they've already taken away 5 runs from the over, and you still have a ball to go.
Let's see what the response will be from Aman Khan to finish off the over with the last ball. Oh, no, I think those batters there, Nipper there, I'm sure was comfortably home this time around. And that takes the score to 99 for 1 after 13 overs from, and Khan there, I must say, bowled beautifully, man. That over didn't go as expensive as it was, but 11 runs. But taking into consideration that this game, looking at what the other overs have been going for, that was not much bad bowling from Aman Khan. No boundary, but they took singles and a 2.
Indeed, but that is just testament to the good batting here from the Tuskers as well. Nipper is not really hasn't found the rhythm of the track as yet. See some mistimed deliveries, some deliveries beating him as well. I mean, some deliveries are beating Shackleton. He's already on 50. So I like the idea that they are constantly trying to rotate that strike, even when the chances are not there with those miss and hits with the run-outs, putting the pressure on the fielding. Now Nipper is on 7 from 7. Look at that required run rate.
And Postum was coming in again from the south end and immediately bowls it slightly outside off and get cut by Nipper, who takes 1. And I'm sure the instruction for now, because Nipper has got that luxury now, to just say, let me take 1s and give the strike to Shackleton. In the interim, while I'm doing that, I'm getting my eye in. But the man we really want on the strike is Shackleton, because at this stage, he looks like he's looking very, very good.
Looking good indeed, as they also crossed that 100 mark for the Tuskers.
Oh, and Shackleton goes for the same shot that Rapulane went for. Fortunately for him, he mistimed it, and it just fell in that vacant area next to the square leg umpire, and they ran 1.
Acres and acres of land in that leg side. For the right-hander, Shackleton just has everyone in front of square guarding the boundary. Carl Nipper still has that mid-wicket lingering, especially with the ball swinging back into him. It's a threatening position.
And again, Tivan Postomas bowls it to a bit of width, and Nipper cuts it again, but in this time, cuts it toward the third man area. And he also now picks up 1 again to change the strike and give Shackleton the strike again. And 40 runs from 29 balls. You're sure, Mpendulo, if you're a betting man, who would you put your money on?
You look at the equation. The equation speaks for itself in this instance. You're looking at it here, Colin. You're looking at how easy they are taking these 1s and these 2s. The fact that they literally need 4 runs to the over, and they've already taken 4 runs from the over, and without even noticing. It's a trend that a team, once both the batters get their eye in, will eventually cover the score in less than the balls that are required. So at this point in time, it just looks so easy for the Tuskers.
And Postomas bowls a short one, and is that a nick? We don't see the umpire saying anything there, and both umpires getting close to consult, and Nipper did not move at all. And the captain, Grant Thompson, walking towards Nipper, they may be saying to him, surely, but you should be walking there, but we'll see what the umpires are saying. They've consulted, and we'll try and also look at the replay this side to see what it says.
That looked an incredibly close take, and indeed it is.
Yeah, it's given out. The umpire gives him out, and Nipper must walk.
It's an excellent delivery from Devan Postomas. Ball just picked up from a length. Was looking to weave his way around it, but we saw the umpire raise the finger there, Colin.
Pendulo, I also saw that. I also saw the umpire lifting the finger and saying you're out, but clearly we saw slightly wrong. I don't know what we saw.
I was sure, but it seems like the decision has been rescinded. Devan Postomas bowled a brilliant delivery. Indeed seems to take the edge, but is the clean catch.
And Postomas bowls another one just outside off, and another easy run for Nipper towards that third man area. I don't know what happened there, because looking at the replay and looking at it again, looks like it was a clean catch coming on from the bat of Nipper there, unless it really pitched short. That's the only thing I can pick up here, that maybe it's slightly pitched short to the keeper. But for both umpires to consult, and me and you seeing the umpire raise his hand to give it out, but I don't know what happened there. But look, it's past now. Nipper is still in, Shackleton still in, 104 for 1 after 14 runs. 14 overs, and so far so good for Tuskers.
Now, the fact that they still have those 9 wickets in hand when the Storm thought that they had that breakthrough that they so really needed. What psychological effects now does it have on the Storm fielders as well and the bowling? Especially when you look at the equation, 26 from 36.
Smelane coming back on from the north end here and immediately gets picked up for 1 by Nipper. They're looking to come back for 2, and it's going to need to be good fielding here from Sekhukhune, but not really. Picked it up slightly slow and late, and they managed to get back for 2. Quite naughty that from the fielders, a bit lazy-ish, man. That should have been thrown in very quick, and it's not supposed to be 2 runs. And Smelane won't be happy with it.
It's so strange, Colin.
Hits Nipper back to the same fielder again, and by this time, I think Sekhukhune is now awake, and they just ran 1, which should have been the same scenario, same setup with the previous ball.
It's so strange. It's as if they are muscling these 1s and 2s from out of nowhere, the Tuskers. The risk-taking, their fearlessness to take on the fielders of Eastern Storm, and it just so happens that each time it's Kabelo Sekhukhune, who all the time has a chance of making it in, but the backing of the running.
And then Nipper hits that one. It was in the air a bit, but to be fair to Grant Thompson, the captain, that was never going to be a catch.
See, they continue again. They just wholeheartedly believe that they're going to get to the other side, that they're going to complete these 1s and 2s. It's so good to watch from the Tuskers.
And Smelane bowls one just outside off stump to Nipper, and Nipper just blocks it. No risk at all. Nice and straight and safe, but manages to get 1 because there's too many gaps here in the inner circle particularly. And those 1s are coming in very, very easy for Tuskers at this stage. Again, they're blocking it out, and Shackleton again hitting it nice and straight and easy, no risk to the fielder at the boundary to pick up another 1 run.
It's high percentage cricket from the Tuskers here. Low risk, high reward for the situation.
Oh, that one slightly short, and very lucky to get away with that one, Smelane, and to finish off the over. The score being 110 for 1 after 15, and ACDC Express Tuskers very, very much on the driving seat here. And Mr. Mpendulo, I'm going to love and leave you and see you later on.
What a situation for the home team here, the Eastern Storm. 20 runs to win for the ACDC Express Tuskers. Cameron Shackleton well set. Carl Nipper slowly finding his feet here. 4 runs to the over takes them home with such simple and delectable running that they've been showing.
Yeah, simple, delectable running, and also 1 or 2 very close shaves there, I think it was. But yeah, putting all the pressure on the fielding side, making sure that they feel the pressure, making sure that they know that the game is on them. Only 20 required from 30 deliveries. Skumalo is back in the attack.
Just bowls it down the back of Cameron Shackleton, trying to change up the areas here with a shorter delivery. All 4 fielders on the leg side are hovering on the boundary with a deep square leg, a deep fine leg, deep mid wickets, and a long on as well.
Yeah, making sure that he hits against the wind. Hits into it, not with it. So far, it's just been brilliant counterproductive stuff from the Tuskers.
Going off to the offside, and Cameron Shackleton loses his wicket. Nelson strikes on 111. Martin Kumalo breaks the deadlock.
And how unlucky for Cameron Shackleton. He picked out the fielder, and the fielder tumbled it, and he landed in his lap, and he lapped it up. And it's wicket time for the Eastern Storm, but is it too little, too late? Just look at that. Just got it right there, and just got stuck in between the legs. Almost gave birth to that delivery there.
Gave birth to the wicket indeed of Shackleton. Played very well for his 54. Taking 43 deliveries. Lovely how he's playing all around the ground for that. However, there's 8 wickets to go for the Eastern Storm to curtail this, because with 19 runs, the only way to bring this back is with a quick succession of wickets.
And not just 1 or 2, they need 4 or 5 very quick wickets, and it's got to come as Sean Gilson comes into the batting crease, and he's a left-hander, which is going to make it even harder for the bowlers now. That left-right combination, that means that whole leg side is open with the wind for the left-hander.
Massive situations, as you can see. Also, the pitch is slightly leaning to a shorter leg side for the left-handers when you're watching from the chalet end. Martin Khumalo with a breakthrough. First ball was slightly shoddy. The second one with a good recovery. He now bowls to Sean Gilson. Really good lengths here from Khumalo.
He's known for hitting those hard lengths, the 19-year-old. Him and Kwenan Parker, they can really generate some great pace. Great to see the young men playing the game, even in a final, giving the responsibility by their captains, saying, come pick up a couple of wickets, young man.
The nice thing is that the match situation just allows him to bowl his natural length of outside the off stump. Goes short this time, forcing Sean Gilson to play with the wind. Kabelo Skukun is down there. Ball is finding him every time here around the field.
Yeah, boy, he's been a little bit of like a magnet. The ball's just been following him around. He's not in the inner circle, he's on the fence, and he's still managed. Carl Nipper.
Big edge. Balls is going to run down though to Aman Khan, who's standing at the third man region. They don't mind this at all, the Tuskers.
Now with 2 left-handers at the crease now, it means that whole leg side is open. So Martin Khumalo's lengths, it's got to be spot on. They'll get away with 1 or 2 on line, but the length has got to be spot on, especially with that wind howling from left to right.
He's missing it that time. To be fair, with the construction of his over, his lengths have been rather good. That wide delivery was also bowled at a very good length, just shivering over the neck of Cameron Shackleton, who has since lost his wicket. But every single delivery he's bowled has been at a rather good length. Even that one was just the wide delivery. And he comes back well, takes off the pace. The fielding supports him. Visser took a good catch, now with a good stop too.
He's one of those very busy batters, and in the field he's a bit of a dynamo, is Visser. You can actually have a look at where he fields. He's always in the nick of things. If it's not that backward point, he's on the fence. He's very quick around the fringes as well. 1 more delivery to go in this third over for Khumalo.
Ooh, wonderful stuff. This is exactly what we're talking about Martin Khumalo. Comes in, bowls a very good over. Couple of wides here and there. You don't want to be bowling those when you're just defending 22 runs coming into your over. And now it's 16 to go, the last 4 overs.
Just looking at the dugout from the Tuskers there. Very relaxed dugout. I think they'll be the happier of the 2 camps. Shafir Khan coming back into the attack, changing ends once again for his third over. Started off from this north side, then went to the south, and then back to the north.
Let's see what he's going to be able to produce here. They need to defend 16 runs in 4 overs. The Tuskers are running well. Very good length. The ball is picking up. It was just a teaser, but no one could reach the blocked ball.
Just see that Carl Nipper showing Gilson there. There's a little bit of, as soon as it's back of a length, around about that 6 meter mark, it just get that little bit of extra bounce. We saw that yesterday as well. Budaza got it for the Tuskers, and then we saw it from Aman Khan as well, just hitting the splice of the bat on regular occasions.
Goes right up into the pads. It's flicked away by the left-hander. Easy as pie. Visser is found at deep mid-wicket for 1.
We saw yesterday in the pitch report that there's a tinge of grass on it, and it's a lot less than you actually see from up here. There's a lot of dry patches. It wouldn't change much in the 20, but those cracks will just soften up, so it will give you a little bit of a tennis ball bounce as it goes on. It was very hot yesterday, then we had a bit of rain, and now the wind is probably drying out the pitch even more than the sun beating down.
But they're handling it well here, the Tuskers. They come from one of the most difficult pitches to bat in the country. And this is a very well-pushed single. Just a gentle push indeed from Sean Gilson, who is in no rush himself to get to anywhere far, just needing 4 runs to an over.
No, I think the experience of Carl Nipper will just tell Sean Gilson, the young man, just stick with it. The 1s and the 2s, even the occasional dots is fine. We don't need to be chasing the runs. It's coming to us pretty nice and easy. Grant Thompson just getting the personnel right.
Oh, he pops it right straight into the hands of Grant Thompson. Had to dive low to his right-hand side, but he has buckets, does the Eastern Storm's captain. And the Tuskers lose Carl Nipper for their 3rd wicket.
Yeah, making things very difficult for themselves, trying to force a subject. As soon as I said they don't need to search the runs, just try and smash that one through the offside. Shavir Khan picking up the very important wicket of Carl Nipper, and this time Grant Thompson hangs on to one.
Very good stuff for the Eastern Storms. They're just not backing down. They're not giving up. But you can't help but feel like the Tuskers are giving these wickets away. It's not as if they need to be hitting these extraordinary shots or these are flamboyant shots over the air. You look at the way they're losing their wickets, just being catches, being given to the fielding team.
Yeah, it's almost like the wind is encouraging those shots to go up in the air. Let's give it a bit of wind. Let's give it a bit of air as we see the big frame of Chad Laycock coming in for the Tuskers. Man, they can hit a really long ball if he connects.
Just 3 of those will seal the deal for the Tuskers now that he comes in. It's 2 balls to go here in over number 17. Shavir Khan will be happy with his return. Just 2 runs to the over and has already taken the wicket.
And it was a big over, the previous one from the south end. We got taken apart a bit, and that was with the compliments of Cameron Shackleton.
Last time they played together in the finals of the T20 competition, it was right here in Benoni. That time it was a much higher scoring game in the 170s. Vast contrast to this.
And also vast contrast to the last time these two met, about a week ago. Saturday a week back, where 144 was scored by the Tuskers. And falling 1 run short in the very last over was the Eastern Storm.
Now they're falling a couple of wickets short of the target that they need in the most important of games as well. It's right in their home ground after leading the tournament with just 1 single defeat.
And defeat coming against the Tuskers.
Redemption song would be so important, but they are not helping themselves and giving themselves any favors. The umpire signals a no ball for Shavir Khan, and it's going to be a free hit going to Sean Gilson.
No doubt Shavir Khan will try and rectify that no ball. Very successful over thus far. But a free hit, that means that he'll most likely be targeting those pads of Sean Gilson, making sure that if he's going to flick it, he's going to flick it into the wind.
It's just so unfortunate that regardless of your planning is prevention of runs, not the taking of wickets when it comes to a free hit, which is what the Storm need here.
Yeah, they need a cluster of them at the moment. Only a dozen needed, 12 from 19.
Sean Gilson can give it a good hit. He's looking around to see what the fielding changes are, because after all, if you do bowl a free hit and the batters change sides, you can change the field to the new batter. So they bring in the man who's right at the deep in deep fine leg to push out long off.
Only 5 men allowed out on the fence.
Beautiful bowling from Shavir Khan. That's how you do it. Right into that blank hole for Sean Gilson. He lives to see his toes not being botched. It's a good ball from Shavir Khan. It's only 12 runs to win the last 3 overs.
You saw the action from Shavir Khan there, kicking the ground, knowing that he had to bowl 1 extra ball, which wasn't necessary. And also now becomes that run. Just look at the summary of the match. 129 for a loss of 9. The Eastern Storm, after winning the toss and electing to bat first, man Chris Brits batted the entire 20, and he was deprived of strike at the end of that innings, falling short and left stranded on the non-strikers at 47.
Just a scene of what this final is playing out about. It's the end of the first tournament of the season, but it's just the beginning of a long season of cricket here, with #WasAnawe calling you to be a part of it, with so many international tours which will be making their way into the country. India will be coming here in November. Pakistan and Sri Lanka will be here, with Pakistan having a full-blown tour with that Pink Day just a couple of days before Christmas. So you just got to make sure that you make it home, and they miss it. Oh, there's been so many of those chances for the Eastern Storm to get those runouts of the Tuskers, but constantly none of them are able to hit the target.
It's almost as soon as you mentioned the Pink Day, they were running for tickets there, Benoni. Oh, that would have been ideal for the Eastern Storm. Aman Khan coming in. Is that man the leading run scorer for this competition? Brits was 5 runs short of 500 for the tournament.
Would have been a wonderful achievement. Like you said, he's hit 500 runs in the tournament before, a couple of times, successful couple of times. But he looks at his team needing wickets now. And even the mistimed shots from the Tuskers are still yielding runs.
Yeah, 120 on the board. Only 10 required to win. Still 16 deliveries. Sean Gilson playing a bit of a nothing shot there. It's almost like he was trying just to flick it up into the mid-wicket. The right-hander, Chad Laycock, coming in.
Seems like the wind is blowing thoroughly into the Tuskers' favours. A couple of dropped catches yesterday. A couple of missed chances with the runouts in today. And even mistimed shots just bringing runs. All coupled with really good batting from the Tuskers as well to put them in this position.
Now we saw this from the Eastern Storm as well, where they were chasing that 144. They weren't bowled out in their 20. They actually ran out of balls to face. Very last delivery needed 1 run to win. Fall of a wicket. It's the 1 down to third man. As the Shavir Khan picks it up, threw it in. The Khan twins, no relation, helping each other out. So yeah, that was the last game. It was a wicket in the very last delivery of the match. Was the dot that the Tuskers needed to win the match. And it was 1 run short.
So now Aman Khan is also given away just 3 runs in the over. Going for a fancy shot there, Sean Gilson. Might as well try end it in style. There is a gap between the front on square leg and the deep fine leg.
Yeah, I don't think they're looking for the gaps. I think they're just trying to get the ball in the air. Let the wind do the work.
They were trying to aim for the dugouts as you see it down there. There's a nice gap. They can see a clear view of Sean Gilson down there.
Under the CSA gazebos. Yeah, they've taken a hammering with the wind. Aman Khan coming around the wicket to Gilson.
His final delivery is still a tricky one to work with, but such is the defensive nature that they are able to attack the Tuskers. The defensive nature of the fielders on the boundary forces them to run in for that ball, and it allows the Tuskers to take 2. They now just need 7 runs to win the game with 2 overs to go, and surely this is just a cakewalk now, unless if the breakaway explodes due to wickets.
Oh, someone take a hat trick. Let's take a hat trick. It is 7 of 12. Shavir Khan coming in for his 4th. Aman Khan just finishing up his 4 overs. He bowled very, very well, only conceding the 21 runs. And you see in that last delivery, a very good delivery, just rushing up and just bouncing up on the batter, hitting him on the splice, and still able to take 2 runs because, as you mentioned, that defensive field that is there, it's 6 of the one, half a dozen of the other. Do you give the boundary away? Do you want them to go for it? Maybe pick up a wicket? Do you save the runs? Oh, it's a very difficult situation Grant Thompson finds himself in.
That's the price you pay for not being able to add the necessary runs on the board. Now he hits it with the wind into that CSA banner. What a way to level the score. Massive shot from Justin Laycock.
Well, we see another drop catch there. Unfortunately, he would have been eligible for that R1 million catch for just attending the match. He's part of it. Just look at that. Just a tad short, those lengths, and just fetching it from way outside the off. We're talking about the immense strength that Laycock has.
Last ball, 1 run. It goes off to the offside. The ball will definitely go over the in-ring. And these are your champions. Away from home, they come in and they pretty much dominate the final game of the season. They've tasted victory against the Storm once before on their way to this final game, and they do it again. The 2024-25 champions of the CSA T20 Knockout Challenge are the ACDC Express Tuskers from Pietermaritzburg.
Oh, the thorn in the Eastern Storm side this season. The only team that's been able to win them in the league games, and now coming into a final, the only team that would have been able to topple them was the ACDC Express Tuskers. Congratulations to them. It's been a valiant effort by the Eastern Storm, with only that 129 taking it deep into the match with only 10 deliveries remaining, but a very calculated innings by the ACDC Express Tuskers. So congratulations to them and the coaching staff. Deserved winners. Just look at that summary there. Chris Britt's the only one really doing something for the Eastern Storm. He's 47 of 55. Well supported by Dani Rousseau, but just losing wickets at regular intervals. Sean Whitehead was the thorn for them, because that was those 2 wickets that he picked up was just at the right time every single time, and only conceding 14 runs.
It is the end of the CSA T20 Knockout Challenge, with the ACDC Express Tuskers winning it here. It has been a fascinating journey, a beautiful journey. It now comes to a close, and they take 1 step closer to getting back to Division 1 cricket, are the team from Pietermaritzburg.
Well, join us for the post-match presentation. It's going to be an immense honor to meet the guys from the ACDC Express Tuskers. They felt heartache last year as they were relegated to the 2nd Division, and how sweet must this taste for them to beat the Eastern Storm at home for the 2nd time in a week.
We'll now head down to the post-match presentation here, brought to you by Pitch Vision and the Cricket South Africa YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us for the rest of the tournament. Down to the presentation.
Welcome to the post-match presentation of the CSA Division 2 final. And what a windy final it has been. First off, and before everything else, we'd like to thank you for your unwavering support in this final. It's been windy, it's been rainy, it's been 2 days of brilliant cricket, and we'd like to thank you for your support. We'd also like to welcome Mr. Edward Koza to the panels. Thank you as well from CSA. He is our dignitary for today. First, we would like to invite the losing captain for today, the home team from the Eastern Storm. Welcome to Grant Thompson.
Where do you want me at, chaps?
Grant, difficult one, difficult pill to swallow, but it looks like the Tuskers just had your number this season.
Yeah, it doesn't take anything away from our campaign. I thought the way we played throughout the campaign was superb. Really proud of the boys. Unfortunately, just couldn't pull it through. I thought the Tuskers were fantastic yesterday with the ball, making it really tough for us. And then they pulled it through today with the bat, really showing the experience there as well.
And a man to have in your side, a man like Chris Brits, nearly scoring 500 runs once again. It's difficult for him, just missing out on that 500, but no real support from that middle order.
Yeah, Chris has been superb this season. Almost like a breakout season for him. Really happy for him. He's played superbly, and from a guy that's come out and hasn't played too many T20 games himself, to do what he's done for us and the team, and especially in the field as well. He's been amazing. So, yesterday most probably just couldn't get those partnerships together. Most probably the wicket was just one that you couldn't really get that rhythm together. Even Chris struggled a bit. 50, he didn't even get 50, and he batted for 20 overs. So I think that's also credit to the Tuskers boys. I think they bowled really well and put us under a lot of pressure there.
The spinners did bowl very well. They did take the pace off the ball. What can we expect from you going forward? Is there a lot of work to do in the camp? Are you happy with where you are? And how do you see yourself going throughout the season?
Especially with the young squad that we have. If you look at the amount of games that we've got under our belt, it's not a lot. So I think it's a hell of a learning curve for the boys, especially here playing in a final for most of the guys. It's most probably their first time, and then just going through the season. Hopefully, we take the momentum from our T20 comp into the 4-day stuff starting next Thursday. We don't really have much time for a turnaround, so rest up, get over this loss, and then go again next Thursday.
Grant, congratulations. Like you said earlier, it doesn't take anything away from your campaign. You guys have been phenomenal.
Thank you.
The 2 losses, one hurts more than the other, but congratulations on your campaign. It's been a fantastic one. Please accept
so
a
much.
check from Mr. Grant Koza.
You can just hold on there.
The runners-up, Eastern Storm, collecting a check for 150,000 Rand. And we'd like to invite the winning captain, Michael Erlang. Well, your team is definitely supporting you. Congratulations on this win.
Thank you.
And I mentioned it to Grant as well. You just have the Eastern's number.
I think it's just down to, that little fight we had. And I think that's a big thing for us, just to fight and try and win from any position.
How much did that previous win, because that was with a solitary run and you took that final catch, how much did that mean to you coming back to Benoni?
Obviously, that gave us that boost, because they seem to be cruising that game for a big portion of that game. And for us, like I said, for us to fight back and win it sort of out of nowhere, it just gave us that extra confidence, and belief in our own ability that we can win from any position.
And you had a couple of close finishes. I think your coaching staff has grown a couple of grey hairs. You were part of the Super Over as well. That one run. Is that the little things that build the character going into a final?
It definitely builds character, and it makes me lose my hair. So hopefully none of those in the near future.
Yes, fantastic stuff. And a couple of breakout stars for you as well. You have a young man like Sean Gilson coming in as well, the left-hander. You had the experience of Carl Nipper and also Rapalana, that's just in that top 6 run scorers. And then also the last 2 games coming good was a guy like Cameron Shackleton.
Really happy for the group. We've got a lot of experience and a lot of youngsters, and for them to taste some success so early in their careers is just phenomenal. And the way some of them stood up is also just unbelievable to see, and so happy for the youngsters. And then for someone like Shakes, that's puts in a lot of hard work, and it's so nice to see all that hard work pay off.
and just take us through the final. How frustrating was yesterday? One delivery to go, the lightning taking you off the field, and 24 hours later you arrive at the field, and again it's raining conditions.
Yeah, no, we gave Sheks a lot of stick yesterday coming off there for that one ball, because we could have possibly won it yesterday already, but I think the boys stayed nice and calm. We accepted what happened, and just tried to remain focused and on the job at hand, which was to come here today and try and put in a good performance again.
Michael, congratulations on this final. You've been a fantastic captain throughout the season. You love chopping, changing your bowlers. We've enjoyed watching you. Please accept your check
Thank
from
you very much.
Mr. Edward Koza.
Which one?
And we're going to start with the trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Erlang. Receiving a check for 300,000 Rand as the Division 2 winners, the ACDC Express Tuskers. And while he's there, let's get the Express Tuskers team in. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your winners for the 2024 CSA T20 knockout. It is the ACDC Express Tuskers, your winners here in Benoni.
continue.
Cameron, I hope you take this form into your 4-day campaign. Good luck to you for the rest of the season. Great job today.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
That was Cameron Shackleton. He's 50 for today. As part of the ACDC Express Tuskers, the winners of the 2024 CSA T20 knockout. Great stuff again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Well done.
Do you want to do anything else?